Hey everybody, welcome. My name is Kurt, aka the Vitruvian Gamer, and we're here with a new playthrough. And this time we're playing Deep Space D-6, a solitaire crew assignment game in which we try to survive the depths of space. Designed by Tony Go and published by Tau Leader Games. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I wanted to do this playthrough for a while already, but also, and it's quite a coincidence more than it is because it is planned, that there is an expansion at this moment on Kickstarter. So if you like what you see on this video, well, you might want to check it out and maybe get a copy of your own, and maybe the expansion. We'll see. I have no idea what the expansion adds. Haven't checked it very in detail yet, but well, I'm going to just play a game for you of Deep Space D6. Let me first show you what's in the game. Well, and as you can see, there is quite some stuff in this little box here. We have these big cards here and the one in the middle as well. These are spaceships. You can choose which one you are going to play with. This is the most basic one. That's the one I'm going to play for you. It's the Halcyon or Halcyon. I have no clue. And those three are the other ones. They each have different abilities, different specialties and stuff like that. So each plays quite differently. So it adds a lot to the replayability of this game. Now, what else is there in the game? Of course, we have these custom dice. These will be our crew members, and well, they all have their names and their abilities depending on your spaceship. So we'll show you what that does as soon as we're playing. And we have the D6 here, which will tell us which of the threats that are going to activate, and that brings us to this deck here. These are all threats, and the goal of the game is to get through this deck completely and, well, have this area of threats completely empty. But we'll see how that happens. Now, we also have this card here, and this is the basic one. You have an infirmary because your crew can get hurt. You also have this return. Sometimes dice come back and then you place them here. Or you can choose to play with the other side, and that adds just a small rule that you can put a crew member in the infirmary, and as a compensation you can change one of the other dice to a side of your choice. And I like to play with that one because it helps to mitigate the dice rolls a little bit, because it is a dice game, so there is some luck involved, but there are ways to choose how much you want to gamble a little bit. Also, before we start, we have to show normal, which means out of the 6 cards that say don't panic, which says also nothing happens, if you remove 3 of them out of this deck, so you only keep 3 of them in the deck, then you are playing normal. If you keep all 6, then it's an easy one. If you remove all the don't panic cards, then you are playing the hard difficulty, but we're not going to do that. I haven't won this game a lot. Also, these cards here, there are the special ones, recognizable by the symbol on the right bottom. This is our nemesis. This is the end boss of the mission. So if we should get through this entire deck, the big enemy ship is going to attack us, and we have to get rid of that as well. But first we'll have to see if we get there. Not included in the game is this little thing here, but I'm going to use it for my dice rolls, so the dice won't go running all over the place. And of course we have a rule book, a small rule book, which is pretty clear. Yeah, it's not a bad rule book, and especially on the back we have a short summary of how a round works. So I'm going to keep that close to me so that I don't forget anything. Now, before we can begin, we need to have some threats already. We are not going out there without any danger, so we already are going to add 2 threats to the table. And the first one we get is a strike bomber. Now, I will explain what these dice symbols mean and what this bottom means, but important thing now is this number here, which means this is a threat that goes into row number 2. So that's actually a little bit their hit points. So if we want to get rid of this, we have to do 2 damage to get rid of it. Alright, all the other stuff I will explain later. We need a second one, so let's see who a bigger one. We have the assault cruiser, and well, it's going on row 4 right over there. So 2 threads are there already, of course, which is not good, but well, we'll see. How can we die? Well, we have 2 tracks here. The green one, we start at 4 with the green marker here. That's our shield, so that's going to protect us. And then the gray one, that starts at 8 with this spaceship, and if that ever gets to 0, this is our hull, well, then we are destroyed and we lose the game. These symbols here, I will explain. All the different rooms for the different crew members, I will explain those as well while we are playing. And well, there's nothing stopping us from playing now, so let's get started. Okay, we're good to go now. So first thing we do in a round, and I will show you here, is roll all available crew dice and immediately lock in any of those thread symbols. These are the thread symbols. We don't want to roll these, but we'll see. So we take all our available crew and we roll them, and well, these are the dice. These are the options that we have. So all right, short summary of all our crew. What do they do? And because I rolled almost every one, maybe I did roll, I think I rolled each and every one of them. That's a good start. We have a commander here that we can use. If we use a commander, then we can change any of the other die into a die face of our choice. Pretty cool. We have lasers. So these arrows here, these are the lasers. If we use one, it does 1 damage to one of the enemies, but we can have more of them. And for each one extra beyond the first one, it does 2 more damage. So in this case, we could do 3 damage. Interesting. Then we have, and I'm check how they are called. So those are the tactical, the one with the arrows. This one is the medical, and this one can choose either to return all of the units in the infirmary to the return state, or to remove one of the thread dice there. There we go. Green is, well, those are the scientists, and in this case, if you put a die here, you can choose to, well, to recharge your levels, your shields up to the maximum level, 4 in this case, or you can use it as a stasis beam. And what that does is, if you put it on one of the enemies, well, that enemy will not be able to activate. He's in stasis. Pretty important die. And then at the bottom we have the engineers. They can repair the hull, and it works the same as the lasers here. So if we do use one, you can repair 1 hull, but if we have more, for each more that we use, we get +2 bonus. Pretty awesome. Okay, but well, now we have these here, and let's see what we are going to do with it. Now we have already an important choice that we have to take, because we could use these 2 lasers here and do 3 damage. We can kill the strike bomber, or we can already do 3 damage to the assault cruiser, which is strong, of course, 4 hit points. So that's already a big choice. Now we cannot use the engineer because we don't have damage yet, so we could use our commander to change that die, and I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to change this one to one of these, which means we can do 5 damage, and we're going to shoot the assault cruiser, and it goes down 4, even 5 actually. So that's destroyed. Now this one, it's not used. We're not going to use that because we have no damage, we have no wounded crew, we have no thread dice, but we can use our stasis beam. We're going to stasis the strike bomber. There we go. Okay, after we used all our dice, it's the next phase. We're going to draw a new thread card first, because always after assigning all your dice, there is a new thread that we actually did not handle. So there's always danger, always. And in this case, we have a fighter. So, and it's at space 1 hit point only, not that much. All right, and after that, we have to take the D6 here and roll it, and well, that's going to say which of our enemies will activate. So we roll the 6, and now we are going to see all the threads that are on the board, and we are going to activate each and every one of them with a 6 on it. So in this case, none of them activates. If we didn't have the status, even the strike bomber wouldn't have done anything, because it needs a 3 or a 4 to activate. So that's it. We gather all available crew, and they go to the returned spot there on that little card here, and then we go to the new round, and let's do that. So we roll each and every one of our available crew. Now this time, as you can see, we have one of these dice here. These are threat dice. We put them in the first slot here. If we ever fill up these 3 slots, we have to draw a new threat card. So that adds up to the threat on the table. Besides that, we have rolled 4 of the tactical results and 1 engineer. Wow. Okay, so I think for now we are just going to keep blasting our way. So we are going to use these 2 here to destroy the strike bomber. There we go, gone. And we are going to use another one to get rid of the fighter. 1 damage to that. Now we still have some dice left. We could choose to put 1 in the infirmary to change it, for example, to one of these to get rid of that one, but I think I will not sacrifice one of my units at this moment in time, so they're just unused over there. So that's all the dice. Then we draw a new threat, and this time we have another strike bomber. So even though we did a lot of damage, we still have some danger of some damage. So we are going to roll our D6 again. It's a 1, which means the threat does not activate. And that means we go to the next round, in which we have 1 die less because 1 is locked over there. And that's something that can be, well, pretty annoying. Oh, well, there we go. This is more of my way of rolling dice. So we rolled 3 threat dice, which means we put 2 of them here, which activates this threat action. So it means we have to draw another threat, and it's a meteoroid. Oh, and this is a bad one. So it starts at 4, and each time we roll a 1 in the threat phase with the black die, this one goes 1 down, and if it leaves, we get 5 hull damage, and you cannot stop this card. Well, you can stasis it, but that's it. Now the 4th one already goes there, so we're already started towards a new one, and we only have 2 dice that we can use here, which is bad because they are not even good dice at this moment. So what are we going to do here? Are we going to change? Oh man, this is bad. I think I'm not going to change these dice, so they're just not going to be used, and that means we throw another threat card. This time it's don't panic, nothing happens. Whew. Then we need to roll the die here, and it's a 2. So we check everything, and we see a 2 here. The strike bomber is going to do 1 hull damage. Now, as long as it doesn't say that it cannot be stopped by shields, then first the shields get damaged. So we go down by 1, and we have to send a unit to the infirmary. The ship starts rocking and someone falls. So one of our crew members is wounded and goes to the infirmary. And that brings us to the next round already. Yes, it goes pretty fast, pretty smooth. There we go. No threats, that's good news. And what do we have? We do have a commander, we do have a medic as well. So I believe we are going to try to take out the bomber. So first I'm going to take the commander and change the engineer into a tactical die. We are going to use both of these to do 3 damage to the strike bomber, which is enough to defeat it. And then with this one we are going to heal the dude in the infirmary, and that brings us to the end of the actions. A new threat is drawn, raiders at number 2. There we go. And then, well, we roll the black die again. It's a 3, which doesn't do anything bad, so we're good to go to the next round already. Whoops, there we go. Alright, so let's see. Roll them bones again. Oh man. That's bad because 2 threats again, which means we fill up this space again, which gives us another threat. Oh, and this time it is the orbital cannon. Now, this one cannot be damaged. It only has 1 hit point, but it cannot be damaged unless it's the only threat. And well, it's the 3rd one there, so we have to do some stuff, the meteorite has to go before we can even get rid of the orbital cannon. That's bad news. Alright, but what can we do about it? Not too much, I'm afraid. Oh, yeah, this time I'm not sure what to do. This one is useless at this moment, so I don't think we're going to change it. Oh. So I think I'm going to do 1 damage to the raiders. So there, and if you do damage, oh, I have to zoom out for this. If you do damage and it's not dead, then it goes down that many spaces as you do damage. So in this case, the raiders go down 1 space. And then we are going to use the scientist here to, I think I'm going to try to block the orbital cannon. Yeah, so we're going to stasis that one, so it cannot attack. That's something. Now, first, a new threat before we roll the die here. We have a scout, and if you lost hull this round, lose 1 additional hull. So this one doesn't do damage itself, but if one of the others does damage, it does 1 more, the scout. Let's see. A 3. Oh, we're lucky. So a 3 was on the orbital cannon, but we stasised it, so it doesn't do us bad. Alright, so next 6 dice again. We have all our crew available. We get 1 threat die. There we go. And we have 1 of each of the other ones. Okay, so let's see. We could just try to... Yeah, I guess we'll destroy the raiders. Yeah, so let's do just 1 damage to the raiders, which means they are done for. I can get a little bit closer again. And I think I'm going to stasis this one again. Then I'm going to change. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to change the die phase of my engineer here. And we are going to... do this again. Now, this rule I'm not too sure of. So 2 additional damage, but can you split the damage? I'm not sure about that. And I checked, and apparently you can. So before I do that 1 damage, I add a second die here, so we can do 3 damage in total. So let's get 2 more damage on the scout. So apparently you can split the damage. So the scout is down there now. And then we have 1 more die, a medic. We're going to use it to remove this threat. It goes to the return spot. Awesome. Alright, back to the enemy phase. Now we have an internal threat. As you can see, it has no number, though this is an internal threat. We have a comms offline. And at this moment, from now, we cannot use our commanders. We can send an engineer down there to fix the problem, and we place those threads on the left side of the ship. Alright, so, but not too bad, honestly. We roll a 6 now. No 6s here, so no threats activate. Awesome, great. Let's do this. So, we'll roll the dice again. We have 1 threat die here. No commanders, so that's not too shabby. Yeah, oh man. The orbital cannon is really messing with us now. But, well, hey. So, I think, yeah, we are going to do something here. We're going to use 1 laser here to shoot the scout. And the scout is gone. Then we're going to use the other one. We're going to put the other one in the infirmary to change, well, to change 1 of these dice into an engineer, which we are going to use on the comms offline. Is gone. Then we are going to put a stasis on the orbital cannon, and we are going to use this one here to retrieve our unit from the infirmary. Sweetness. Alright, next. A new threat. And we have a mercenary. If no threats activated, -2 hull. That's bad. Because we don't have that many threats, so the chance of it activating is kind of big. So, well, we'll see. We'll have to roll the dice. We have a 5, so exactly, no 5s here, so nothing activates, so the mercenary will activate and do 2 damage to us. And that's a bad one to have. We need to get rid of that one. So, without further ado, let's try and do so. Boom. All right, one more threat die. Oh, and a lot of engineers, which we do not need yet. All right, so I think we might, yeah, we are going to sacrifice one of them engineers to chase one die into a tactical die. There we go. And we're going to fire our lasers into the mercenary. It is done. And then we have one more engineer, which cannot do anything. But back to the game, back to a new threat, space pirates. What's a space game without space pirates? It's not a space game. All right, a 3. So this time we see a Metroid does not activate, but the space pirates do. -2 hull, 1. And now the shield is gone, so the next one goes to our hull. Bad news. And even more bad news, because also the orbital cannon has a 3, so that one does -2 damage as well. So -2 on our hull. So we're going down slow. Oh, the tides are turning. This is bad news. So let's see if we can turn it back into our advantage. We only have 3 dice because 1 in infirmary, 2 up there and the threat area. Oh, no. Okay, so 1 more here, which means a new threat arrives. It's friendly fire. So we have to immediately send all, oh, we're lucky, all of our tactical dice to the infirmary and then discard this card. There are none, so that's not too bad. So we're okay. We have another one here, so we place a new one there, and we only have 1 engineer. Now I could stasis one of these, but I'm going to use it to recharge our shields. We need to start thinking about our spaceship because it's getting damaged. And there's a fighter coming as well, so more enemies arriving, and let's see if they do something. We roll a 5, nothing happens. All right, we can breathe a little bit. We have 4 dice to roll, so let's hope we don't roll too many of those threats again. All right, none of them. That's great news. So finally can do something else now. I'm going to let's see. Yeah, we can. Yeah, that's a good choice, I think. We are going to use the commander here to change one of these dice into some fire damage. 3 fire damage, 3 space laser damage, and that means we can kill both of these. No more space pirates, no more fighter. And then we are going to use this one, and I'm thinking, yeah, let's just get our unit back. That's it. That's the end of this actions. Now a new threat. Oops, it's so dreadful that I... Alright, strike bomber. Okay, so we know this one. It's in space number 2. And now the black die again. A 2. Oh, it activates immediately. -1 hull. And we need to send 1 unit to the infirmary. Alright. Things are still messing with us a little bit. But, well, I've had worse. Okay, so a new threat die, sadly enough. We have a commander, a medic. Oh, they're not too great of dice here. Oh. Yeah, so I think, I'm not sure what I'm thinking, honestly. The commander, is he going to do something? I don't think he's going to do anything, although we need to get... Oh, yeah, I'm going to change the engineer to, to one of these, and let's just put this on the strike bomber. And, well, let's... I'm going to remove this die here, because I don't want an extra threat later. Alright, for now, we get a boost morale. So if we roll a 6, it's an internal positive threat. If we roll 6, we can return one of these dice and then discard this, which is pretty sweet. So let's put that over there. I think it's one of the few positive cards. And then we roll the die, of course. It's a 3, which means the orbital cannon activates again. 2 more damage to our shields. And they're going down again, slowly but surely. There we go. Alright, no threats, pretty good. Now we need, okay, so I think we are going to put this dude into the infirmary to change this one into lasers so we can do 3 damage, and I'm just going to blow the strike bomber out of space, and that means we also have this one available, and we're going to return all units from the infirmary back to the return spot. Alright, next one, and that's the last one for this episode I'm going to do. So we get a new one, and it's an internal threat, a time warp. So if we roll a 2, all threats will recover 1 health. That's not too bad because they're at maximum health already, and we can get rid of them with 2 of the green dice here. So we put it on the left side, we roll the die again, a 5, nothing happens, nothing activates. So that means everything goes back to the returned, and that means this round is over, and I'm going to end it here for this part. If you want to see more of this, how it ends, well, I invite you to watch the second part, which promises to be exciting because, well, we're doing pretty well. We have some damage, but we don't have that many threats. So with a little bit of luck, I can recover from that damage and try to keep up with all those threats. If you're interested, well, go and check out the next video as it arrives on the channel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, well, if you want, push the subscribe button. Always appreciate it. If you saw some mistakes or want to say something nice, you can always put that in the comments below. And well, you can visit me on you can visit boardgamelinks.com and push the link to sites and find the Vitruvian gamer over there and push on the heart next to it. It always helps the channel. Anyway, I thank you all for watching this part of the playthrough, and I hope to see you soon in the future with more Deep Space D6. Bye bye.